Have you, do you have any comments?
A little bit about it, but
What's that?
I talked to Adam a little bit about it.
So is there either,
It was developed through quite a bit of discussion. It's-
okay, are you the one that developed it, Adam?
well-
Do you have any comments? I got through it quickly, but I think some of our staff needs to,
From what I read,
either from Brand or Adam, make a comment.
the company, not the county, is responsible for
Brandon, do you
all
want to
the
step out? with
improvements and
you?
repairs and-
Prior to them adopting it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't care, this is the one that's on the block, correct?
There are about 10 different roads,
Yeah,
is
there's
that
one.
correct, Donna?
Is
Yeah,
that the one?
this is the Trans-West one. from us.
Trans-West, it's a Trans-West one.
What was that?
We gotta look at it again.
You don't need to look at it
I
again?
need to look at it.
Okay. Do you
So-
want before, do you, we?
No, I would suggest,
yeah, we'll come back to it.
because that's one, him and Adam's the one I'm going to yield to them. I skimmed through it, and I didn't see a lot of responsibility that we wouldn't normally have with them, but what do I know?
Yeah, to me, it looked like they were responsible for getting it engineered, anything that needed to be changed, and they had to pay for the improvements and snow.
And I think our department heads need to look at it.
Yeah, I do too.
If them's involved, because they'll give us some more heads up than what we want, so.
Yeah, I agree.
And sorry we hadn't done that previously, so
We'll hang on to that for a minute.
maybe right now we can go on to the next item, or
So I'll just go to the next item.
Okay, I move we go to the next item on the agenda, 10:30.
We're starting the other 10:25.
10:45.
The discussion and possible approval of letter of support for Kanosh Band Indians Community Development Block Grant application. So I had a phone call the other day. The Kanosh Band Indian Tribe owns the Travel Plaza down there by Cofort. They're looking for a grant. They want to expand that gas station, that service center on the west side, I believe, of the freeway. Just from talking to them, it sounds like they want to make it more of a truck-type stop and add full-service showers, and more bathrooms, an RV spot. I think it's just to expand it into more of a full-on truck stop than anything. So they're looking for a grant to help with that. And so they drafted a letter for us to sign to help them in that grant process. So I'm in support of it.
They don't have a representative here, right?
No, they don't have a representative here.
Okay.
So it's just,
Wonder I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I don't see any problem with that.
I don't know if you want to look through that letter real quick, that gives you a better idea, but.
Where's the letter at?
What's that?
If you get the letter.
No, I think I just sent it to you. So I don't know if it's approved, Marquis, I don't know if you could get our signatures on it and send it back to that.
Yep, I'll put it on letterhead and then just stamp your signature.
Yeah, if you could, if it's,
Here's the letter.
you want to review it a little bit, Bill?
Yeah. Is it long?
Yeah, it is.
I have it on my laptop.
Well, the only thing I asked, they're allowed on reservations to do some things that's really not, I wouldn't say inconsistent with state law. Is that what they're proposing?
They're not doing fireworks or tobacco or anything like that.
Just bathrooms, showers,
Okay, I'm good.
added fuel service station for, I think, like semis,
Yeah.
so.
So where's that at? Out on the,
Just on that exit where,
it's on the south exit? I see there's a little,
No, it's on the north exit, but it's on the west side of the freeway.
Where
There's that single gas station.
it's on the north exit of Meadow there?
No,
no, it's where you turn to go to I-70.
Oh, Cold Ford, okay.
West.
yeah.
It's on the west side
It's
of
that
the,
new gas, that newer gas station on the west side of the road,
okay.
freeway.
Are they, license if you ask, but I don't have a business license for them. They need them because they're part of the reservation.
I looked into a lot of things on that because we might need to look into a few things because I've gotten flagged on a few things from the state tax commission people saying I need to look into that, but it's out of my tax realm.
Because I don't,
So they
it's not on the reservation,
I
so I would say they need it. Now, if it was on the reservation, I doubt we would have any jurisdiction to do that, but since,
So does it have to go? I mean,
They own the
don't
property.
they have to go through planning and zoning and do conditional use permit?
they've already got, they might have to go through that. They're just trying to get the grant right now.
Oh, they're working for a grant, okay.
Yeah, they're working on, they haven't started any of the
They haven't
construction.
started anything.
No, they're trying to get this grant.
We're exploring it. They want some support.
Yeah.
So that they
If
can
don't-
apply
if they
for a
don't get the
grant.
They may not do any of it, so
Yeah,
yeah, they
okay.
haven't done any of the permitting stuff.
I'm good at them exploring it, and then we can make all those decisions.
So is that a motion?
Yeah, I will move that we give them the letter to explore some development over there,
To support the grant?
yeah.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So I'll just snap your signature.
Yeah.
Or-
No, that works. Yeah. Okay, 10:30, public hearing for the purpose of receiving public comment on the C2 conditional use permit application Z 2025-44 solar energy system on property located approximately 8 miles west of Clear Lake near Pop Mountain Road and State Highway 257. Neptune Solar Energy Park LLC is the applicant.
You're gonna need Adam to
Yeah.
proceed, and somebody else, is somebody there from the New Neptune? Okay.
He can probably get up and explain it then.
Yeah.
We're just for public comment. So can I get a motion there?
I make a motion, we go to a public hearing?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 You just want to state your name and who you're with?
Yeah, my name is Robert Wilson. I'm a Senior Development Manager with Hanwha Renewables. We are kind of a sister company for the entity Q-Cells, a domestic solar panel manufacturer and EPC contractor.
Okay. Do you want to just explain a little about your project, that way if the...
The
public wants to
Neptune
comment?
Solar Energy Park is a 199 megawatt photovoltaic solar energy facility. We have an executed interconnection agreement with PacifiCorp, or Rocky Mountain Power. It's sited on BLM lands. We're just about to enter in the NEPA scoping period for an environmental assessment, and we've completed the variance process, under which we did all of our habitat surveys, wetland delineations, biological studies and all that to research the site. The project would provide power to roughly 40,000 Utah homes, and would tap into the Black Rock substation right there, just northeast of Pot Mountain.
How many acres do you plan on covering with these solar panels?
Roughly 1,000 acres.
I think it's 1,032
Yeah.
total on the side.
Just north of it.
But
Did you say you manufacture these?
Yep, we've got 2 facilities in Georgia that manufacture solar panels in the United States. They're a sister company called Q-Cells, owned by Hanwha Group, and we are the developers for the utility-scale solar energy projects.
Okay. Well, I guess I should have let the public go first.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's all right. I don't know if there's any public here, so. Any public comment? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to leave.
I'll make a motion that we close public hearing.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, discussion and possible approval of C2 conditional use permit Z 2025-45 for a solar energy system on property located 8 miles west of Clear Lake near Pot Mountain Road and State Highway 257, Neptune Solar Park LLC, and applicant. Commissioner Lyman, now you can, unless you're done.
I'm assuming you have approximately 10,032 acres this is going on, right?
1,032.
What,
1,032.
Yeah,
okay.
they will be leased from the BLM.
Okay.
Is this just on the west side of 257 or just on the east side of 257?
West.
Just on the west side, barely?
You know where Sunstone Knoll is? Like if you looked across, I mean, it's a little far to say throw a stone, but.
There's kind of, there's like a
across.
little trend, there's some type of little converter station, or there's a bunch of lines, or not a bunch of lines, but.
Yeah,
some
it's a-
lines.
Yeah, there's a substation.
Right there?
It's about 1.5 miles west off of the highway.
Okay, okay.
So a question, how long did it take you to get the lease agreement with BLM?
So a record of decision is what the BLM will issue after we finish the roughly 12-month environmental assessment,
Okay.
NEPA scoping.
That was the next question. How long are you going to be before you get the environmental? So you're down the road year or so.
Yeah, we submitted our application to the BLM about 2 years ago. We've completed the variance process in which we meet with the BLM on a regular basis. We still have monthly meetings with them. Right now, we're just waiting for the Department of Interior's approval to enter the NEPA scoping period. And under current rules, that can take no longer than 12 months.
So your agreement is with Rocky Mountain Power
The interconnection agreement, that's right.
for Utah Power?
Yep.
Okay, so how do you get it from there back through the Wasatch, just real quickly?
From there back to where?
Yeah, where do you hook on back to the Wasatch from, your power you produce?
So it taps into the Black Rock
In
substation.
the Black Rock?
Yeah, and then it goes into Pacific Corp's interconnection system.
Okay,
Similar, it's kind of like dropping a cup of water into a bucket of water. It just, and once those kilowatts enter into their interconnection system, it goes to wherever it's needed. And so it will be powering Utah homes.
so it's not going to California?
No, I mean, it's,
Unless they sell it there.
in Utah, it's a regulated market, and so the power company, or Rocky Mountain Power, Pacific Corp, they're the only people that can sell power to ratepayers. So it's likely that our power purchase agreement would be with Pacific Corp or Rocky Mountain Power. There are also mechanisms called what we call a green sleeve, where you might have a commercial or industrial customer, for example, Meta or Microsoft, where they would essentially be purchasing renewable energy credits from our project to essentially offset the power that they consume. But the power generated from our project would follow the path of least resistance in Pacific Corp's system.
Okay.
Sorry, was that?
So I kind of know, but there's a lot of ifs in it.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest if is
In other
that,
words, Rocky Mountain will go ahead and do with it what they want, okay?
Yeah.
But your intent, just to contract with them, I understand that.
yeah, either Rocky Mountain Power or, we just an RFP from a group called Utah Renewable Communities. They're kind of a cooperative in both the Wasatch Front and the Wasatch Back and elsewhere in Utah that kind of come together and then purchase renewable energy.
Well, not that it matters to this, but there's a movement now in the legislature that obviously Utah's been power producer for a lot of other people, that the priority of Utah production should stay in Utah unless there's no place for it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I just attended Mike Lee's Conservative Climate Summit, and, the broad message that I think is being pushed in Utah is an all-of-the-above energy strategy, where they're trying to procure as much as they can, especially
Sure.
with a lot of the new data center demand and load growth that we're seeing in the West.
And they're open to all kinds of producers.
Right.
There isn't none that's prohibited, so, thank you.
Yeah.
So was your group the group I saw down there last spring in white trucks running around?
It could have been. We have had a lot of surveyors out there doing environmental studies, habitat assessments. We've also done things like ALTA surveys to get property boundaries and that sort of thing. Last September, I was with the BLM and representatives from the Paiute Indian tribe doing a cultural resource site visit. So we, walked around Pot Mountain and around the site, taking pictures and kind of looking at some of the areas to see whether they had any cultural significance to the Paiute Indian tribe.
Does the BLM charge you a lease?
Yep.
Okay, similar to Settler or something.
It's actually what they call a right-of-way.
But you pay a lease agreement, you pay.
That's right.
Actual done.
Yeah.
You wouldn't tell us what that was, would you?
We've got like a rough idea, kind of a rent calculator, but it changes every year based on, property values, and then every 4 years, it seems like the Department of the Interior has a different way of assessing what rent they want to charge.
They can change.
Yeah.
What happens.
Yeah, but we have to have kind of a placeholder in our model of what we expect to be paying as operational expenses.
All right, thank you very much.
Maybe just as a quick point of clarification, or just, the difference between the two applications, they look very similar. One is the generation itself, the solar installation. The other is the transmission right-of-way. So we treat those as two separate uses, two separate permits. Same project. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning, so.
It's two items.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got an item in between.
Yeah,
We'll
there's-
skip it for now. I gotta open a public hearing again for that one, so. But I'll entertain a motion to.
A number of proposed conditions on this, and we've gone back and forth. The Planning Commission discussed it. This isn't the first solar project we've seen. We've
Yeah.
kind of got those with other projects at this point. But there's actually quite a quick list of them. There's everything from public safety and emergency response coordination, road maintenance agreement, site security plan, fire prevention program, facility reclamation, and I know there was a little bit of question on that.
Yeah, we reviewed the conditions and we're comfortable with them. They're pretty standard that we've seen on all of our projects. Our only consideration that we might want to bring up is the BLM does require us to place a decommissioning and remediation bond. So there will be one in place already. So, if you guys.
That's a question I would have to reclaim. Do they have a bond?
We have to assure reclamation, and I believe the question is whether or not we just have that they shall post a bond guaranteeing the reclamation and removal of the improvements, and I believe the question is whether.
So your contract with BLM, they require that?
That's right.
And would we accept that? And
Yeah, we'll accept that, yeah.
We generally defer that to the attorney's office to see if that's
And we
just
determine that.
references there shall be one.
Okay.
How many, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we